All right, we are live. Ah, I am so nervous about today's. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm nervous. Probably because just before the stream, as I'm trying to get everything posted, guess who can't find her transfer paper? Yeah, me. So, just taking a breath. It's all gonna be good. Welcome to the stream. Today we are looking at the oh, sorry. Did I just like totally boop, pause? I'll go to my side. That's what I was waiting for. And now we're go. So today we are looking at the contents that I've shared with you last week that I got in the August 2022 Powerful Packs box. I get the Powerful Pack Premier box. And I purchased that with my own money. And I get it because I love Powerful Packs. So, Powerful Packs, if you're watching, I love your box. Today, I really wanted to kind of demo because we really like got into the paper last week. What we thought of the paper, how it was, comparing it to others. So if you missed that, just check out last week's stream. The replay is still available. And on Tuesday of last week, I did the unboxing, and that's linked in the description below. So if you missed it and you want to check that out, you certainly can after. But today I'm going to be using the Canson XL dry media. It is right here behind me. So we're going to use the Canson XL dry media. It's the sand grain paper. And, you know, last week we tested like what other products would do on the paper, how they acted and reacted. And again, if you missed that, do check out the replay. But today we have the Nitrum charcoal, and these are the sticks, and then they have, of course, the liquid charcoal. So I'm going to be using the liquid charcoal, and I'm going to bring this down towards the desk. I will check in with chat really quick, but you're going to see that I'm going to try to get right into going because I'm so afraid I am not going to get this done or close, and I really hope I can get this done today. So let's go. Boom, right there. Okay. I put some of the liquid charcoal in the half pan last week to see how would it dry down. And so if any of you are curious, if I can just get that to go up there and focus, it actually dried down really well. It really did pull down in the pan, but it didn't crack a lot. So I was pleased with that. Joseph said, done in a live stream. That's an option. You know what, Joseph? I have no idea, and I sure as heck am going to try. Hello to Teresa Mazzotti. Hello, Joseph. Both my mods, Tara from Tara Giblin Art and Joseph from Art of Joseph Fincham are in the chat, so they will be helping answer questions and keeping things moving along. Hello, D-Lynn and Sheila. Thank you for your kind words. I did see that like just before I popped on. I was like, when I shared it in the art groups, I'm grabbing my cutter so I can cut this down as we say hello. I shared in the art groups what I was doing, and I was like, I don't know why this one's making me a little nervous, but it is. And anyways, she was reassuring me that I would do great, and here's to hoping. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm taking a piece of the Canson, and I'm just going to cut this down. I want to make this a little smaller. And I think what I'm going to need is, I can measure this here. I'm just measuring, like, I did a really quick, rough, about 5. Now, I want to be able to tell you about how big we're working, too. So, oh, that is not 5, Angela. It's about 7. I think it's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be about 5 by 7. So I'm going to cut a piece of this to about 5 by 7 size. I may cut it just slightly larger than that, but that's where I'm going. If I could get my ruler. So just before the stream, I was trying to find my transfer paper. So we're going to be experimenting here because it ran away. I have the little Cornell one that I've shared with you before, but because we had such a problem with that, there's no way I'm putting that on this paper. So again, hi to Sheila. I said D. Lynn. Cat's Art Picks. Hello to you too. And Jacqueline. It's like trying to make sure I got everybody that has popped in and said hello so far. You guys were chat. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and read the beginning of the chats and see how everybody's doing. Looks like everybody's checking in with the weather and how things are. Okay. All right. So I can find, I had the low Cornell, the one that's like the white, which would have shown up. The white would have shown up on here. But I just don't want to risk using that because is it going to give me that same, like when I used it with the, on the gouache piece, which I still haven't finished. Hopefully that's coming to my desk soon. But I don't want to risk it messing this one up. And unless I see a piece right in this drawer, as I look for, oh yeah, that's not the one I want. It just threw me off. It totally threw me off before the stream because I was ready to go and, or I thought I was ready to go. And I was like, oh, I got to grab my transfer paper. Yeah. No, couldn't find it. It was not where I thought it was. And then of course I'm like stressing because I need to get, I did say I was going to go just slightly larger because, you know, what if this turns out to be a masterpiece? I'm going to need it to fit on, I'm going to need it to be able to fit behind a mat. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to get. If I can learn to use this the right way, that'd be wonderful. So I'm just going to line that up. So 5 inches was at that first line. I'm just going to go slightly over. That way there, should I want to, you know, give me something to put behind the mat and I can leave it as 5 by 7. I'm going to put my extra piece aside. So basically I lost time trying to find that. And the whole day has been like just chaos. And here I am looking for a ruler. Yeah. I am that kind of special today. Sorry, folks. Let's see. So I left the reference photo. The reference photo, as I'm setting my stuff up here, the reference photo is in the description if anybody else wants to create with us today. I am about to show you how I'm going to transfer this because I can't find. I'm going to go right about, so I'm about 5.5 inches by about 7.5 inches. That's what I'm cutting this down to. Again, if I can use it correctly. I'm like, I can't see. Am I going to want to stick my head in the way? I've got paper from cutting it that gets stuck in that groove. Then you can't see the groove. I need to get this one is like, so I've had this forever. But it still works. And you can replace the little cutters. So I love it. This is, I think Fiskars makes this. All right. So we're just working on a small piece today. But I just loved the detail that was in it. And of course, if I made it larger, I could get so much more detail. Oh, we're going to have to like really have that up. Can I move that? It's like really far away from me. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to try to, I want to be able to pull this down. I guess that's about as far as I get to go. We will make it work. And I think I'm going to tape it. I think I'm going to tape it. And I'll just tape it right here to the space. But let's talk how I'm going to do this. So basically, just before, okay, and I said I made this larger, so I'm just going to kind of blend out beyond. I just went with some quick guidelines just before the stream because I was like, I at least need to have some lines on my paper so that I have something to go off of to just get kind of a reference of where key things are going to be as I get going. So I also wanted to make sure of like where I was going to need the really dark areas. So you're going to see, unfortunately, my reference photo is there because gremlins in the studio. The monitor that's literally right above your head, where I say right above your head, like you're sitting here, right here in the studio in front of me. Well, the monitor that's right above your heads, where I would normally have my reference photo. So when I glance up, I'm still glancing at you too. Doesn't seem to want to work. And unless, I don't know why YouTube keeps giving me an error, and I'm gonna, okay, tell me I did not just mess everything up because I see nothing. Like instantly, all my screens went away. I was like, no, everything went black. It looks like you're still seeing me. It looks like I didn't shut it off. And I have to turn this one on, see if that works now. I think my connection just came loose. So I'll find out 1 second. Because that'd be so much easier. And then I can look at you. Because I'd rather be looking towards you than always having you see me look away. Or we'll just go full to the desk. And that would be fine too. Okay. So, that sounds loud. I wonder if that's loud. I hope you guys can't hear that. It sounds like a really loud truck. And I'm like, somebody was supposed to be picking his truck up. And that's difficult. All right. I've got it nice and big. Oh, yeah. See? Then it's not just me. So I feel better. Thank you, Jacqueline. You made me feel a little better. Yeah, I've had my cutter, that one I was just using, for a very, very long time. Very long time. I have got like extra towels, like the paper towels next to me. So I'm like, I'm not going to throw these away because if I want to use one for blending or if I need to use one for something else, like they'll be here and they'll be handy. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. You said you could see me. Okay. Apparently it probably went blank for a moment because it was readjusting that it now recognized my other monitor again. So let's talk about what other supplies do I have in the studio today. I have just a couple little blending stumps. One like that and one like this. Just two little. That's the, come on, brand. And I haven't linked those in the description below, but I'm pretty sure that just about everything else that you will see me use today is linked below. So I do have General's charcoal pencil. I have the Stabilo Carbothello white that came. This is a pastel pencil that came with the box. Of course, the sticks that came with the box. I also grabbed, just in case I needed them, the my set of the Derwent, and I don't think I linked those in the description either. But just in case, I don't think I'm going to need them, but you know, you never know. You never know. And they gave me a brush last week. Oh, right here. I'm like, wait a minute. They gave me a brush last night. Well, we know they gave me that huge monstrous brush. And I'm not using this at the desk. Because you see, it's like, no. That's big. I'm not. It is linked below. I think this would be a wonderful brush to use at the easel. So I'm sure you will see me use it at some point in time. In fact, I'm just going to put it in that bucket. I'm not using it today. But we will use it at the easel. So it dried down really well. However, I did grab one of my ceramic plates. So I'm going to be setting it on that. And if I want more that's liquid right from the tube, then I'll just put it on this plate. That's where I'll be mixing stuff. Okay, so that's kind of off the screen. You'll have to let me know if it's more helpful for you to see it on the screen, then I will see what I can do to help accommodate that. But for now, and I don't know if I'm zoomed in on my actual camera is zoomed in. I might be able to back that out a little bit more. I don't know. Okay, so I am just going to double check, make sure that nobody has said something to me that I have missed. I said hi to Teresa. Oh, Tara, I also leave things in a very safe place, like my transfer paper, for example. It's in a wonderfully safe place. No idea where that is right now. And it's because I was trying to hurry up. So that works against me. As soon as my brain's like, oh, we gotta hurry, then it's like, nope, it just goes into panic mode. Like, anyhow. That is excellent, Joseph. I need to remember that myself. I'm just putting it up there for the rest of the world because, other people may need to see it also. Yes, Tara, you are also correct. That some of those places I think I would look like, oh, this is going to be obvious. Of course, I'll know it's here. It makes perfect sense for it to be here. Why wouldn't I put it there? Yeah. Right. Using your charcoal pencils or not. Are you going to do this one with me? Are you doing this one too, Cats Are Pigs? I hope so. And if anybody does do this, please, please, please. If you're not a member of the group over on Facebook, the link is like right here below me. I'm pointing like this way. It's this way. It's right here. Right. Look, literally right here below me. Just like go like this, and that's below you, Angela. It's right here below me. Either on MeWe or Facebook, and excuse me, join us and share pictures. I want to see pictures if you do this one. So of course, the reference photo is from Pixabay, and it was Ian Za is the screen name that had this photo. So thank you to Ian for having this for us to use today. And I said to you one more place. I'm going to check really fast, only because it would be within reach if there were some here. Oh my gosh. I had like tons of it. I used to have a piece that would sit right at my easel all the time. I was like, oh, I'll just grab that piece. Not at the easel anymore. Not at the easel. Or if it was, I didn't look hard enough. Probably needed to open my eyes and try to find it. Instead of going, I don't see it. I don't see anywhere. Yeah, it was like that. So I also have a General's White charcoal pencil. Elephants. My sister loves elephants, so I don't know if she'll see this, but no. And I know that I received for instance, I had said that I wasn't going to open this right away in the stream because I thought I had another. But if I do, it's not where all my brushes go, which means if I do, I haven't opened it yet either. So we'll save that one. We're opening this one. But I believe I do have another. This is the Princeton Heritage number 6 round. And so we'll be using that for some details. So good choice. I do like the choices of material that Palpable Packs puts in their boxes. I have been getting this box for a long time now, and I have to say that I don't think there are many boxes that, maybe I don't work in that medium. I'm just going to like kind of scoot my chair in because I can't, as I bump the whole table. Sorry. All right. I don't, there's been very few boxes that I've been like, would have preferred something different, what have you, but no. Oh, have any of you used, I saw it. I know I just jumped back and forth. I'm sorry. but powerful packs. I love the quality of the supplies they put in there, and there's been very few boxes in the entire time that I've been getting them that I have been disappointed in, or kind of was like, you know, of course we're going to have boxes that are like, oh, that's not my favorite box. But I have been very pleased with them overall, which is why I have stuck with them. And of course, there's a link below. And I just found if you love working in charcoal, or if charcoal is a medium that you really want to explore more, and maybe a charcoal subscription box would be right for you. I linked one below. I have not looked at it. I am not recommending it because I have used it and I think it is great. I am not recommending it. I am just letting you guys know I found one, and it is linked below. I have considered like, ooh, I need to check the pricing and see what I think as far as would I try this for a little while. I don't know, but I did link it below in case anybody wants to check it out. So what I'm going to do today, because first I'm going to get this up where you can see all of it. Because I couldn't find my transfer paper, I'm just going to use a piece of the stick and go over my lines so that I can then flip it over and hopefully use the charcoal to transfer it to my paper. And hopefully that's going to work. Because where I put all my lines are where my darkest areas are going to be or be near anyways. So it shouldn't matter in either way. I was watching a video that was put out by the company, and this is supposed to be highly erasable and like clean erasing. So I'm really excited about giving this a go today, because I think, ooh, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, but I think that we are really going to, if it erases cleanly and is nice and easy to work with, I think that could be very enjoyable. So basically all I'm doing is I can see through my tracing paper. So I'm just going to go over the areas where I can see my lines, so I can flip it back over and then transfer that onto the page. I wanted to have this done before we started, but that didn't work out. Now, have any of you used like a pencil holder to hold your charcoal sticks like this? Because I know they have one. They put out a set, and it is like this stylus. That thing was amazing. Look, I was like, oh, maybe I'm interested in that. It was a bit more pricey. They do have it available on Amazon. In fact, if you followed the Amazon link, and maybe, I don't know if I linked Blick also for this. But if you check that out, the link for Amazon, I know they have the set I'm talking about. And it comes with, it's a whole set. So it comes with a variety of the sticks. So you'll get them in like this one, which was, what did I tell you guys this was? The B. Yeah, the B. And then you'll get like, and it's four different ones. And right now when I'm using this, I'm kind of turning it because I'm also trying to start building up an edge for myself so that as we go, if I need some more details after the fact, we can get that. I'm just like, I have no idea, guys. This is, I don't think you guys have ever even seen me do anything like this. And this is certainly not something that I normally would sit down and go, I'm just going to take an hour and do this. So, all right. If you do like these kind of videos where we hang out and chit chat and test out products and try new things, you know, hit the subscribe button. And I'll do some more. I did last week, as I said, you know, I think I want to share with you guys, like I wanted to share the products with you. I knew that, but I also wanted to share, I'm looking for my stylus, which has apparently Run away. Here we go. So I wanted to share actually using them. And we didn't really get to use it in any kind of art piece last week. So I was like, you know, I'm going to do that this week. And so here we are. Okay. So from here, hopefully, and I'm just like, I'm risking it all. I don't even have this taped. I should tape this so that at least when I go to peek, it goes back to its right spot. Sounds like a good idea. Just maybe. All right. And I think I'm not going to have any problems with that working because I'm already seeing a little bit of dust on the page. And I'm going to tape this off. Oh, see, you're using Derwent charcoal pencils. Yeah, I have the set of 4 that you can get is what I showed you in the beginning. And I was like, well, if I need any other touches, which really it'd be like I try to use like what comes in the boxes. Excuse me, and not use other supplies because if somebody's watching this and they only got the box, they may not otherwise have that. You know what I mean? But I know if you got the box and you're watching this, then you have what's in that box. So anybody could just take another piece of paper, draw out their design, do just like I did with a stick of charcoal. And so, you know, maybe the transfer paper, not finding that is good. Hi, Rob. Welcome to the stream. Rob says, hello, everybody. Well, I'm glad that you did and that you have joined us now. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to get it set up. In fact, I was trying to schedule the stream like yesterday. And look, I'm doing this like I'm not following. I'm seeing my line of charcoal underneath and I'm not following my design. I was actually following the charcoal that's underneath and looking at my reference. This actually needs to come in this way more. Let's make sure that that is transferring. And there you go. It is. And lucky me, it did not. I'm going to put a little bit more down here. The line that I wanted it to go to, it stopped before that. So we'll just try to get that to come over. Let me get this tusk in here. So I wanted to get this posted yesterday, and yesterday was just, do you guys have that? Like, I'm sure you do. I'm sure everybody does. It's just like all of a sudden your day is just like, how did it become 5 o'clock? What happened? I did get some stuff done, but it wasn't necessarily the things I was really wanting to get done. Not that I didn't want to get it done. I just needed to get stuff done too for the stream. I didn't necessarily get that done. I want to make sure that is transferring. So see, we're getting some basic, this is where things are going to go. I may have needed to put more down. This is the first time I've done it using the charcoal like this. I know if I used a soft pastel, that would have worked. I probably could have used the pastel pencil that they gave me in the box. That may have worked well too. So I don't know. I'm not going to be too fussy with this. I say that and you watch, I'll be like very fussy with this. Because this is the first time this is going to be the first piece of art I've ever created using liquid charcoal. And not using like a charcoal pencil, just charcoal pencils, which would be very easy to just sort of, you know, kind of like working with graphite. So that wouldn't be a big stretch for me to do that. Only this isn't graphite. And I'm going to be using a lot of liquid charcoal. And if you don't have liquid charcoal, it's fine. If you're not using charcoal, but you want to follow along, that's fine. Use what you have. By all means, use what you have. You could do this in graphite. You could do this monochromatic in watercolor. You could do this as a monochromatic in acrylic paint. Whatever you love to create in, grab some supplies and just have fun. All right. Again, I'm just like really trying to get pretty much a guide. I just need a guide. So see, pretty much a guide. Now I can look at this. I can look at my reference photo and say, okay, that's about where this is. That's about where that is. And I'm just going to call that good enough. Now I'm going to tape my, I'm going to set that aside. I don't know where. I'll just stick it down there. If my reference photo was adjusted, so say I'm looking at my reference photo. You know what? That's a great point. Rob, I usually use something that's like, I knew my stylus was here. And usually, like, I have my microns, but I didn't want to use those and press. Yes, I did use the stylus. Did I indent the paper? And I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. I was trying not to. But I usually use something like a colored pencil or something that's different in color. So if I create my image that I'm going to use in, say, pencil or something like that, then I'll use a different color to go over it so that I know that all my lines have been transferred over. I'll usually do that. All right, I'm just going to use the regular artist tape today. This is just an acid-free artist tape. This is not linked in the description. Normally, like the one I had in my hand was my Holbein soft tape. That is my absolute favorite. I have linked you guys that in the video. Well, I think that was just 2 weeks ago. I need to, excuse me. One of the things that I'm going to do is start a list, like the supplies I use most often and why I choose them. And I'm going to have that on my website so that, you know, if people are wondering, and this is going to be fun because if I tape this right to here, I can't turn it and move it. So perhaps that's not my best idea. Oh, I know. Hopefully I have one sitting right here. I'm like trying to be very careful because I have got Derwent pastel pencils sitting next to me. And I have some Holbein pencils and some like fast pens from the last week when we were doing all the tests. They're still sitting here. Yeah. I was looking for one of my little green boards. They're always next to me. I always have them to tape stuff down. Oh, I found them. I see them. Just a second. I'm like trying not to move my chair. There we go. Well, that feels like it's a little curled. I'm gonna try to curl it back. There we go. And I think just because this is going to be dark, I'm like, the wheel of my chair. The wheel was pointed like in a weird direction. So I knew if I had to scoot in or scoot out again, I was going to bump it. And I don't want to do that. Okay. I just grabbed my black one versus the normal tape colored one, normal masking color. Just because I think maybe it would look nice. if we had the black border while we were painting. Or not, it doesn't matter. This is actually a little thick. I may go stick with the other one. So this is, you see, about 7.5 by, there you go, about 5.5 by 7.5. So I'm going to want to make sure that I don't come in more than 1/4 of an inch. When I tape, if I want to make sure that my border could still be matted if, you know, this little practice piece becomes a masterpiece. If I set that there, I'm just going to pay attention to the little markers on here. It's another reason I like these boards, because if you line your paper up, then you can just use the little marks. And I know I said the black, but because I'm going so small, it's going to be normal. We can change our minds. All right. Anybody else? Oh, no, just me, I'm sure. Nerves like, you can do it. You can do it. Just go with it. It's all good. It's only everybody watching you. You'll be fine. Everybody. Oh my goodness. I just want to make sure, like, I think that's going to be more than I need exposed. But I don't want to, like, go to mat it and then I just have, like, a tiny edge showing. I don't know why I'm, like, worrying about this. Like, it's going to be some amazing work of art. But you never know. Could be fabulous. Just saying. Oh, you know what? My chat stopped scrolling. I just looked at my phone and it had more messages. Oh. Oh, Jacqueline, I hope it is better tomorrow. Yeah, Tara, I like using different colors, because when you have whatever your line is, you know, whatever you did your line art in, then when you come back, if it's like, I'll grab a colored pencil. Sometimes I'll grab a colored pencil, or I'll grab, or I'll do it in pencil, and then I'll go to ink, so that just as long as it's something different, and that will very distinctly show over the original mark, and then I know you didn't miss any spots because every line is covered. So there we are. Can you guys see that well? You see that okay? All right. So, no, I'm not stressed at all. I see, Tara, your comment. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to go with fun, have fun, because we're here to have fun. I don't doubt my ability to do it. So, you know, there's that. Do I doubt, can you do it in time? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. And I'm like, how is the best way to approach it? I've not worked in the liquid charcoal before. So I'm like, should I just come in with my darkest parts, like fill in behind him? Or should I be doing, like, get some of these mid values in here and then hit with the darker part? It's just great question, Jacqueline. That is just a I mean, now that I know, right? No, I can't reach it because, you know, I am like, as we say around here in my house, I have the T-Rex arms. Lou has the really long wingspan. I just have little T-Rex arms. I can't reach anything. That's why I have a Lou. But they're just a regular, excuse me. You know your cutting mats? That's all it is. It is just a little cutting mat, and I actually got it at the Dollar Tree. So the little dollar store here sells them, and it is an 8-inch by, well, I covered that up, but like 6 by 8. But I knew what you meant. Okay. So, first thing I'm going to do, because I know I'm going to want this to be wet. So, I'm just taking the dried half pan and I'm just going to spritz some distilled water into that half pan. So, because this, I told you, this dried down very, very well. It dried very well in the pan. It is staying secure in the pan. And I thought it would because I know that the Schminko liquid charcoal, that dried well in pans. So hopefully this too is going to have dried really well. And I'm just giving that a spritz. I'll let that wet. If I need to, I'll just squeeze a little bit out of the tube and all will be fine. Okay, so do any of you, I think I had asked that, do the darkest part first, she says, and then you have something to go by. All right, so I'll just approach it like I would with a watercolor, like a negative painting. So like negative painting in watercolor, if you're not watercolor artists, I'm just going to do my dark parts, leave my light parts. And the gray of our paper has a good mid-tone value for this, for the elephant. I don't know that it'll stay. The other thing that they gave us in the box, as I'm sitting here looking at my blending stump, is they gave us the chamois. So will I use this for some blending? I don't know. It's possible. That's why I grabbed these stumps. You can, of course, you could use your finger. If you have soft tools and you want to use a soft tool, you could use that. Excuse me. I don't know what I'm going to use yet. I also have I have found in the past that an actual, they are right under my desk. I'm reaching again, T-Rex arms. Just a regular tissue. Sometimes I will just use a regular, not one that has lotion in it, not any of those. I can't even use those on my face, but, see, look at that. You see how that just came right off? Like, look at this. They say that this will come off very easy. So like this part here, which I know I do not need to remove that. That's in my dark area. However, oh, I also right? Q-tip. This is the one I used for blending last week. We just won't use that because that had colors on it. But so if you see me grab a Q-tip for something, it's the one from last week. Listening while walking, now having tech issues. But you can still hear us. Well, I'm glad that you can still hear us, and hopefully your tech issues will go. Perfect. I have to pick some up at my dollar store. Yeah, check your dollar store, because if your Dollar Tree has a craft section, ours here has finally started carrying a lot of a lot more stuff for crafters and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I've gotten a few things there. I went on the little shopping spree to the Dollar Tree with Lindsay over the Frugal Crafter, Lindsay Wyrick. Her and I went to the Dollar Tree near where she lives, and oh my gosh, she's very blessed. Hers is huge. The store is huge. Great big craft section. But this here, I'm like, where's my erasers? So the one that came in the box was, of course, this one. But you guys, because it's a Tombow mono, it's black, you're going to see me grab for, if it's still within reach. If it's not, you're just going to see me grab for one that is open here. Whichever's closest. Oh, there it is. I'm like, where did it go? My kneaded eraser. If I can pull that out of its... Usually I try to keep them in plastic. Of course, this is beyond. I'll put them in like a little plastic bag or something. I have more of these containers like I used for sugar and salt. I could pop one right in there because these are tiny. I showed you my case of erasers. But with this eraser, I mean, look how easy that lifts. It lifts so well. I saw a demonstration on this and I was like, wow. the way that it worked was just amazing. And I was like, yeah, you guys don't need to see that. Just watch me. We're going to create something today. And it's been a while since we've done something where you can create with me. So Kat's Art Picks, I know you're creating, and I hope that you are already ahead of me in this one. I don't have blending tools, so I use a sheet of sketch paper wrapped up really tight. That's perfect. That is a great, like, let me just put that up there so that everybody can see that, because that is a great choice. Wrap that up nice and tight, and you've just made yourself one of these, right? So just do that. Is my microphone okay? My volume went down. And YouTube is giving me one of those foolish errors. And yes, you could just use your fingers. Can everybody else hear me just fine? Oh my God. So I didn't see Joseph's comment. Now I want to go look for it, because Dylan, that cracked me up. So in regards to the wrinkles being intimidating, I say that every time I look in the mirror. You are not the only one. So, and like now I'm like, okay, what did he say? What did he say? I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, right there. See? So now the wrinkles aren't really what's intimidating me, because I'm not going to look at them as wrinkles. So thank you very much, Rob. Smash that like button. Are you having fun? Well, you know what? If you want me to get some charcoal on this paper, let's smash that like button. Oh my gosh, this just like exploded. I took the lid off, and it's just like, just know I'll be putting that into that half pan. Well, we're not going to have to worry about the half pan, because I'm going to scoop that up and put it in it here in a minute. But I just wanted to show you first, before I do, in case you were wondering, can you put this into a half pan? Mike is fine to you. Okay, thank you so much for that. So I just got water on this plate. I'm just soaking that water up. See, everybody smashing that like button now. They're like, yes, please, would you get some color on that paper? All right. Okay, so as far as, can you re-wet this? How does it work? Oh, can somebody please give George a hall pass? He was late. Just call you out, George. So here we go. I know that up here, so you're gonna see me kind of glance up above you, because now my reference photo is right above you. When I look at that, I know that I am gonna be like up this way. Bring his head kind of right up around. And his ear is going to be off this way. Boom. So this will re-wet. If you want to dry it, and of course I have not wet the paper yet, because I'm not looking for, these are my darkest darks, so I'm not looking for granulation. I just want to fill this in. I think the granulation will be wonderful texture to add for the texture of the skin. And I am going to really hopefully be able to let that shine when it comes time to doing that part. So I'm going to treat this kind of like working in watercolor, where I'm going to, that's okay, Jacqueline, where I'm going to use like some negative painting to kind of fill this in and hopefully quickly begin to make him take shape. So we're going to do that, but I'm just going to grab, I want to scoop this into that half pan, because I know it shrinks down. I don't want to waste that. And I don't have, well, the one time I don't have a palette knife sitting right here on my desk. Usually I do. But you know what? I have this. I would normally use this for like scooping. If any of you recognize what this actually is, it's like kind of like a cuticle pusher. In fact, it is a cuticle pusher that you would use for like doing your nails. But I use it because it is perfect for scooping things like if I was going to scoop out, I'm not going to worry about what's on the plate. I will paint with that. I'm going to let that half pan sit right there. And I'm just going to have this sitting over here because I'm going to work that off of that as well so that I'm not wasting any of it. I have my paint water with my paint puck in it. And I also have my paint puck rinsing and my rinse well in case I need extra clean water. Anyhow, I'll use that if I want to scoop like, did you guys see it? It just was like, gone. Brusho. Wow. Yeah, but like to scoop Brusho out of its container or something like that. Okay, so up here on this side of his head, and I'm going to go probably not as far as I think I need to, because I can always darken it up. And supposedly I'll be able to lighten it up, but that was with the sticks. Everything that I saw was with the sticks for how easy it is to remove it. And I don't quite know what I would be facing, although I could test that from last week's where I laid down the liquid. Why don't I do that really fast just so I know? Because then I won't worry. I won't be as precious with like, oh, I got to make sure I'm so careful with where I'm setting this. It won't matter. Because I'll know that I can come back and lift some out when it's dry. It's going to come down. Actually, this here on his ear, this dark spot, do I have more room? I'm going to try to bring this right on the screen so you guys are seeing it too. And I think this one has more room for me to add that reference photo. So give me one moment. So I think it would be helpful if you guys could also see what I'm seeing. That is going to be in, oops, we just pulled that in today, so it should not be hard to find. And that would be this guy. I don't know how big he's going to be, so I apologize if he takes over the screen like that. That's our guy. Oh my goodness. And if you give me just a second, I'm going to adjust him. Oh my goodness. This is being difficult for me. I apologize. Normally I would have that well ahead of time. Hopefully that doesn't bother anybody. The subscribe button is probably covering him a little bit if he's there, and he's covering the palette slightly. I can make it smaller, but I figure for you guys to be able to see him pretty well. How is that for you guys? Hopefully that's okay. And I'll just leave it right there for now. So now you can also see what I am talking about. So for his ear, if you look, it kind of goes almost right down along right to this part where the skin comes out for his tusks. So I'm going to real quick, we're going to check this. Because if you remember last week, this right here was where I painted the charcoal on and let it dry. So I'm going to see if that will erase out real fast. And first, can I do it with my kneaded eraser? Not really wanting to come up that way. I didn't think it would, but I've got to clean the studio. It's definitely at the top of the list now. I put my hand right in the charcoal that was on the paper. And that's going to be the other thing, trying to make sure I don't. So look at, that's with the mono. So with the Tombow mono, I can pull a line out. It's been dry a week, and that's pulling it out. So good to know. That was one of the things I was like, oh, we never tested that. But Okay. So I know we will get great granulation, but first we're going to define kind of the side. And looking at the one, mine looks much darker on my monitor up here. What you guys are seeing is so much more accurate to how this guy looks. So his face comes out. So by his eye, his face comes over. Right? It kind of has that bone. And then it's going to start to come back in. I'm looking at this side too, because I know it's going to be pretty similar to what I have here. So that comes in. There's a little bit that's going to come in here. And I'm going for close. I'm not going for photorealistic. Not in today's stream. And so right now, I'm just kind of sketching with my brush. Keeping that loose, knowing I can adjust as I go. I think he's a little too far. He's not far. This curve is not coming far enough. It's like this curve. That eye needs to come over, and come back. More like that. And see, this is definitely where, if I had the time to get this done ahead of time, it would have been spot on, because that would have been one of the details I would have made sure I had set for myself. And see, when I look at mine on the screen, now that's the other thing too, when I'm looking at my monitor, and I may even paint this like what I see, because it's going to be even darker. It puts a lot more shadows in there, and it kind of amps it up a bit. Let's see. Oh, I tried the Graphitint. So to answer that question, we just did the Graphitint pans 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we looked at that. So if you haven't seen that stream, that replay is definitely available. As far as the pans, working from the pans, does it work similar to that? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would say yes. Oh, and you're welcome for sharing this adventure. I like having you guys here with me, because then at least when people hear me talking in my studio, they're like, oh, she's live streaming, not she's talking to herself again. So. Oh. Okay. I'm sorry that you're having to work, Rob. You're sharing your lunchtime with us right now. So lunchtime, that means you're behind. You're behind us. I would. Well, that's just assuming that you're talking like lunchtime, like a traditional lunchtime, which you may not even be. Okay, so this guy on this side also follows, the dark follows right around his head. Right around. Yep. Comes right in. See, the one thing about this though, unlike watercolor, if I just lined like this, and this was a, transparent, and then I came back over it, I'm going to be having some weird, odd marks. But because this is not watercolor, that's highly transparent, I don't have to worry so much about that. And now under his tusk, see, now I'm looking at what you guys are seeing. I can tell you that the difference with when I look up at this monitor, it's just putting this effect on this picture. where everything is much, much darker around the eyes. And which is making me wonder, like, do I have the correct photo for you guys in here? Let me just double check because there was two. And I want to make sure. Yeah, that's the same one. So my monitor has everything much darker, like where the tusks come forward. Everything between the tusk and the ear is very dark, and I really like the effect. I really like the look that this has. So I think I'm just going to keep going with what's on my monitor. So if you're seeing me do something and it's a little darker than what you're seeing on the reference photo on your screen, just know it's because my monitor has reference photo looks a little different, and I think I kind of like it. So I'm just going with it because why not? We can do that. We can take that artistic license. So on mine, from about here, actually, it's going to come up on his ear. Probably do about like that. Some up in here. You'll see some that I'm going to be like really just kind of puttering in because I know that's going to be different, but I'm just giving myself a few reference lines to go by after. This is all dark. This is all very dark. Here's dark. And see, like on the screen, you guys can see, like, you start to see the shadowing, like the values get a lot lighter coming this way. And I gotta be careful where I put my hand. I need a bridge. That is what I need. I need a bridge so bad for my desk. Really need a bridge. Okay. Did you say for meditation, George? Do we need to like talk in my meditation voice? So then we're going to add some color. It will be a darker value. No. Everybody else going, no, don't do that. So yeah, on the reference where you guys are seeing, this is much lighter and I am really liking it darker. So I'm going for it because it's dark, like all even up in here comes up and around this way. And all of this part in his ear is darker. Not going to be quite as dark as what's around the rest, but desk bridge. Good answer. That's funny. Oh, yeah. You can sell me one and it's in Brooklyn. Not that bridge, Joseph. Not that bridge. That's hilarious. You just have to go pick it up. It's all tied up right now. No, does the Brooklyn Bridge have cables? I don't recall. Or is that like brick? Or it's brick and cable? I don't remember. I don't remember. Like the Zakim Bridge in Boston is concrete and cables. So to answer George's question, what is a desk bridge? I will share a picture over in the art group for you, George, afterwards. Note to self, share a picture for George. But it's like they sell acrylic ones. So basically it is like a piece of acrylic that comes up a little bit and it comes over. And they sell them in varying lengths. And you would set that down over your artwork. Like I could set it right now. I could set it kind of kitty cornered on this. It's clear acrylic. You can see through it. But now if I set my hand here, my hand's only going to be maybe not even an inch above my artwork. So it's not going to interfere with me being able to, you know, have that contact with my artwork to put the color down. However, it will very much keep my hands out of my wet paint, or in this case, charcoal. That's what it is. Yeah, hold your hand up higher. Yep. All right, so that has some texture right there, and I'm just going to leave that because some of that gray of the paper is showing through, and I might want to lighten it, come back and lighten it up later. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm still kind of a little undecided, looking at the picture, looking at this picture. We'll see. I'm going to fill in all the dark spaces around here, and then I think I might just start really, I don't know, maybe working from the trunk up. Because, you know, why not? Why not work down here and then go that way? You know, I have mall stick because I have a mall stick for the I have a mall stick that was just given to me, very old one, for my easel. When I'm at the easel. But I mean, that's one straight stick. I would have to hold it and then set this here. I want to be able to just have the bridge there where my shaky hands also aren't affecting my hand. So I think a bridge for at the desk, I think a bridge would be really good for me. All right. So now on this ear, we are going to come in. It comes from where his tusk is. Right, so like into his tusk here. I am not worrying about being perfectly straight. In fact, I was tapping that in because the edge of his ear is not perfectly straight. You know what I mean? It's like there's texture in that. And so if I don't have everything exactly, then it's good. It's fine. Okay. And then I'm going to outline this tusk. Just because I want to be, I'm kind of hitting this outline. How many of you did that? Like when you would color in coloring books? Because I'm sure we all started there. Or at least used them at some point. I don't know. That's kind of, that's an assumption. We may not have. Some of you may be like, I never used a coloring book. Okay, that's fine too. All right, I wasn't getting it too much here because there's actually, especially in this area, I'm going to be pulling some of that lighter, pulling some of that out because it's a much lighter value than what's showing right now in that section by his tusk, which I know that, but just seeing the process of how my brain's working right now. It's scary. Okay. And see here on this tusk, actually some of this black, because there's marks on the tusk, actually comes up into that space. We have some nice showing up here. Can you guys see, am I blocking you with my hand by coming straight at it? Quite possibly. If so, sorry. Oh, and I had started to say when Joseph was commenting that the wrinkles are, you know, being intimidating, I was like, I am not going to be looking at them as wrinkles versus once I get going into the shapes, you're going to start to see that that's exactly how I'm going to look at them as. Like when I'm looking at that base of his trunk right there, I'm seeing like almost looks like links to me, almost like chain links stacked side by side. Kind of looks like almost crossing over at one point. So I'm going to be looking at that like it's those rolls that are kind of puffed up, and then of course they would get shaded because it looks like the next roll. This elephant just looks like it's got like so much skin just kind of like rolling down over. I just loved the texture. I had to do him, and then his tusks, just like that scratchy look to the tusks. I don't know. I found it appealing. I'm not going to go too much into this area. Just working on, I know that there's a lighter spot right there. I don't want to miss that and then paint it in. So, right, because that's tusk, one piece, next over. That one, and this is Lynx. Got it. See? That comes in. And I will finish these as I get to that part, working my way up. Hello, Starving. Yeah, folds exactly. Like it's not like wrinkly. Like he has ring or she has wrinkles. Like it looks like it's wrinkled, but it definitely looks like these rolls. It has rolls on its trunk, little folds of skin like coming down. Oh my gosh, the plain stuff. Yeah, that's early. That is early. Looking at when Starving is going to getting woken up by planes. So this, where I have it coming out, actually probably come in a little bit more. And then this guy is going to kind of taper in. You're going to see, like, I'm not going to be too worried about it because his skin is wrinkly and textured. So it's going to we're just going to let it be wrinkly and textured. And this one comes in further. And then that comes down. Okay, now we can make some progress really quickly. Because I kind of, getting that negative part coming into that edge. And I don't have it all. I mean, this is going to have a lot more, like almost a whole row of dark that comes across him, but I want to work that up. I just want to fill in these big areas. And I'm using just enough water with this charcoal right now to allow me to move it around. My paper's dry. So I'm not coming wet on wet. Because I know this is my darkest darks. Like, this is the darkest part. And I may even have to come back and do another layer when this dries. I don't know. I can prepare for that. This just feels like it wants to dry out. And normally on a larger area like this, I would grab a bigger brush, whether it be a round or like an oval wash. Something that like an oval wash would allow. I love the oval wash because it lets me, it has that great fine point so I can get that detail still, or I can do a press and get a nice wide stroke and fill in a lot of area at the same time. So I find it to be very, very handy brush. I did not sleep in today. I actually got up early today, but my early was not much later than the time it is for Starving now. I want to say it was like 6:15. I was forcing my feet to touch the floor. And then I proceeded to lose 2.5 hours to I don't know what. Coffee, for one. This whole day has felt like I am not going to have enough time. So I can see that this paper is getting some buckling going on. There's not a ton of water in here, but there is a lot of paint, a lot of charcoal, because I know this has to be my darkest part. So I'm just letting this go right in there and be really thick. I'm not going to worry about it. It's taped down, and hopefully it will remain so, and it will dry nice and flat. And I will let you guys know that if we don't know today, by the time we're done, I will let you know later. I'll update you. Of course, the art group. So I had started to say before, if you haven't joined the art group, right here below me, Facebook or MeWe, we would love to have you. Come explore art with us. And for everybody who is in the art group, I still am looking for a few more images. I think I need some landscape. What I'm talking about is in our art group, the banner photo or the cover photo for our group is actually composed of artwork created by group members. And I like to change that out so that I can highlight the group's art that way. And I have a template and I can put, so many portrait style and so many landscape style photos in there. And I can switch things up a little bit, but I try to stick with that type of format. And I have some great contributions in the art to be considered for the cover photo in that album. And you can either submit through the MeWe group or through the Facebook group right now. Because of the group's sizes, it allows me to kind of pull from both groups to make up the cover photo, which is then the same in either group. So if you are in the group and you have some artwork that you would love to have included, I do need a few more landscape style. And I think I only need like one portrait style, maybe two. I think it's like one though. But all right, now our elephant is getting ready to, he's about to come to life on the page here. Very rudimentary, but he's about to. And see this ear, although this is a lot, it's not a straight line. So again, around now on this side, so for you guys, what you're seeing on the photo on your screen, of course, this is even on yours all the way around, there's dark. So I can put the dark in here and here. And I apologize if my hand is blocking that. I'm trying to be very careful, not get too much more water. It's just not flowing off the way I want it to for a detail. So in my image, when I look up at my screen, like it is dark all the way up to in line with this tusk, all the way to his, almost to his eye. There's only a small light part that comes down from his eye. And all of that is dark. And then it comes around here is dark. So I'm not going to worry too much. I'm just going to put a little bit of it in. If I do not finish this in the stream today, then I will, I'm sure you guys could hear that truck. Hopefully not. Hopefully my microphone's doing a great job. Oh, let's see. Just, you do, Joseph, you do. You should. Yes, you should share that. I was like, wait a minute, you have orcas what, huh? Yes, you do. You should share that if you want to. But I tell everybody, like, I know I've posted it, or at least I put it like with that album cover for any artwork that people share to be included has to be added to the album that says artwork to be considered for the cover photo, because that is the only location where you're saying the likeness of your art can be used, and only for the cover photo. So just saying. And I'm just realizing on you guys can see the part of the body. So I'm pointing like you guys can see what I'm pointing at on the screen. On your screen, from about here down, you're seeing some lighter value from the body behind his trunk. But on mine, I don't even see that side. I don't even see the body. Maybe the tiniest little faintest spot right here. And on this side, from right about here below the tusk, I see a couple little dots coming up my screen, and that's it. Everything else is so dark. So I'm going to try to actually just come in here and I am just very roughly trying to leave just a few spots that'll become that area. There we go. So now I know from here over for sure I'm going to paint that in. So anything I don't finish today, I'll finish it and record it, and then I'll put that guy out for you guys to see. And what I'll probably do, what I know what I will do is I will do it as a time lapse because I always record my streams. So this is recorded. So the first part of it, I'll include just so when people watch the replay where it's being finished, it kind of can stand alone. They can get all of it together. So ooh, a baked pear. I've never had a baked pear. I've had baked apples. That sounds delicious. I think that needs to come a little bit more in. So I'm really curious to see how much room does this give you for adjustments or fixing things? Can you correct stuff after the fact? If you decide, oh, I don't really like it like that and I want to change this. Look at that, the dry brush. Look, see the dry brush texture you can get on this paper? I almost did something with trees. And I was like, you know what? No. I was so tempted. I was like, oh, I can do that. Hands down. We will be done in one stream. No doubt about it. I knew I could do it. But I was like, are you guys sick of watching me paint just landscapes with trees yet? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and paint something else. So I went searching black and white. I'll just say be careful searching black and white photos. Black and white on Pixabay. You can get all kinds of stuff come up. As everybody jumps over to Pixabay after the stream and goes, what are you talking about? Anyways, I love black. Like when I was learning photography, I got to study with a professional photographer and loved it. Loved it. I got used to way back before the ages of digital pictures where we actually had, that stuff that you came in a tube and you put it in the camera and then you had to not expose that to light film. I actually, I used to get to go into the dark room and develop pictures. And it's funny because everything we do now that takes seconds digitally, like I can remember burnishing a photo to adjust its color, and you had to take your little wand and go over an area so that, anyway, letting the light in but so much. And I remember doing all that. I loved it. But where I was going with that was I love black and white photography. Love it. Ansel Adams was one of my favorite photographers for black and white. Some amazing pictures that he's done. It's just like, ugh. All right, that's gonna have to dry because it's not. It's definitely. It's because I don't have as much. It's because I don't have as much as I did. You know, it's almost gone, and I'm still trying to use it all up, but I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, so I would say depends on the skin, and if you can use those and match your skin tone, then why not? Why not? You could paint person all purple if the values are right. So that would definitely be, oh, and see that, so to let everybody know, because the word question was not in all caps, just the word question, will highlight it on my screen. So yeah, that's what I was answering. So people are going, what is she talking about? Depending on the orange, I mean, and depending on the person's skin tone. See, on the screen, it would be like almost like a V shape coming down here underneath this way, because there's like a fold right there in the skin. But again, on mine, don't see that. It's all dark, and I do really like it the darker. So again, you see me doing something and you're like, why did you fill that in and all dark? It's not dark on the screen. That's why. Yeah, see, I don't know why that's coming up so different, because even when I'm looking at where my marks are, and where my marks are coming in is where mine gets really dark on my screen. So what you guys are seeing on your monitor, or well, what I'm seeing on this monitor, I don't know how it's coming through on your screen. Um, it's much darker, because here I see like from the tusk, it comes around, and then you see the trunk like it comes at an angle here, like an angle down this way into there. But on mine, there's not as much of that. So we'll see. And we'll see what we get to. That may not even come into play right now. There was a, what is that? Buzzing my head. It's not allowed. Okay. I think I made chat pause. And Francisco Hernandez, welcome to the stream. Oh my gosh. She said 3 cats for lunch. Oh, and you are very welcome. Well, there you go. There's another, just so anybody else that was following that question. And even more from Joseph. Thank you guys for helping out. Okay. Let's see now. Back to filling in his trunk. Now see, on Yeah, because on yours, that would be very much out here. And there's going to be... Right now, I'm just making, I see a couple marks that are from this part of his or her. I don't know, his or her. Do female elephants get tusks? I don't know. I don't know that answer. And that's not where that one goes. That's not where that one goes. There's not one there. It's there and here. If you know the answer to that question, drop me a comment. Let me know. Do female elephants get tusks? If they don't, does that mean we know that this guy is a guy? This guy is a guy. That this is a male elephant. See, now, George, I see that you just made the comment, you never mixed orange with blue. And I'm like, I'm thinking with the, if we think in terms of our, what color theory, color wheel, whatever you want to say, they are opposite each other. So I could definitely see orange and blue going brown. And depending on the values, possibly looking flesh tone. The theory of it certainly makes sense in my mind. I myself have never tried it either, as far as for flesh, but then again, I don't care to do lots of portraits. My hat is tipped to all of you portrait painters because I think you're amazing. I'm trying to make sure as I get to this part, there is a piece that I'm going to need to stay light. So I'm trying not to fill that in right now. Basically what you're seeing me, I keep looking up, just trying to get that placement. And that one I didn't need there. Okay. See? There we go. And wow, like that, we have the shape of an elephant. You're not seeing that on mine, and I'm not going to leave it there. I just think it looks odd. It may not. Trust the process. I'm not doubting. So when we were talking about the wrinkles or the folds in the skin, and if they were, them being intimidating, like now as I start to move up, I'm going to look at all of the areas here. I don't see a lot under this one, but I'm going to look at these. Just I'm going to focus on their shapes. There's like a partial, and there's like one partial, 1, 2, 3, and a partial. I said that, but I don't think I have the right number in here, but I should. 1, 1, partial, 1, 2, 3. Partial. Got it. Okay. Great question. Is this drying, meaning gloss? It sure looks like it. Okay, so this is still very wet. This, let me tip that for you. This here is, see, that part is dry. And so the part that's wet is still looking gloss. But once it dries, now it's getting very, it's getting pretty matte. Pretty matte. Yeah, I just remember that the African elephants have like the great big ears. Great big fluffy ears. Like the Asian elephants, their ears don't come all the way down. They don't come all the way down on their face. They're like up this part versus this part. Dumbo, African elephant. Has to be. Look at those ears. I'm just going to try to clean some of this off that I let dry on here. So I can also use it up. I'm not going to worry about what's on my plate because I'm going to use what's on my plate. If I need like the lighter values, then I'll just use what's on my plate for that because I'm going to have to add water to get a lighter value anyway. And I'm debating, like, should I use the sticks or just like let it go? Because I'm not going to be able to get, I mean, I could sharpen this. I could sharpen that to a point, I'm sure, if I wanted to. I can take like the corner. So if I look here, I have, where this is, it just comes like a little partial. Yeah, that's where it's gonna get me. Like, I can't get a fine enough point with that to do what I want to do. To make sure I do it correctly. So I'm just gonna pull that right off. You see how easy that, I mean, that comes off super easy. So I'm just gonna keep going with my brush. And basically I'm gonna start to define where the shape of the first rings are on that trunk, which is going to be, again, if my transfer paper would have been where I thought it was, I would have had this part, even these parts. I would have defined these parts for myself. And that's the thing, when you're doing something like that and you sketch out your work or your design, you know, some of us need a lot less as far as the frame of reference than others. Some people do very, very detailed line drawings and then get lost in them when we're going to paint them. Oh, I'm like having flashbacks. How about you, Joseph? I'm having flashbacks to some Halloween hats and vines. But others, you know, just need a basic, like I did here, like the bumps. Like I knew the bumps were going to be there. And then I knew that the spacing, I needed about this much spacing, and then I was going to have bumps here. So you know what I mean, that then there's going to be that much spacing, and there was going to be another fold. So I wanted those just to get me going, because also time was an issue for me for getting started. But you only have to line out as much as you want, and that's if you want to line it out. I could have drawn this all freehand. I was just making sure that I had guides for where some things needed to go. And I don't like how that popped into that. I'm just going to even, so see that even the liquid, so that was wet. Would it work? Yes. I pulled that up with the kneaded eraser. So yeah, see, yes, indeed. The vines on those hats make me crazy. Wait a minute. Third question. Did I miss a question? I don't think so. Yes. Yeah, I have the sharpener, the sanded sharpener, but I also have a is it there? I will have to show you guys. I'll have to get it to be able to show you, but I also have like a pastel sharpener. So basically it's like a box and it has a screen, like a mesh in it, and you can sharpen it and it collects all that into there. So because you can paint charcoal, fun fact, charcoal is water soluble. All charcoal is water soluble. So Derwent charcoal pencils should be water soluble because charcoal itself is. So I don't know. I haven't tried that, but just saying, generally speaking. So if I grind that down, now I have that powder. I could then take that powder, add water, and make my own liquid charcoal from what I'm grinding down, which was the point I was getting at, saving those shavings. You know what? Great question. I don't know that I would. And the reason I say I don't know that I would is because, I do have, like you see it right here behind me. I have the stuff from Brush and Pencil, and I also have Spectrafix. I got them because I want to test them out to see what I do think for that exact reason. So that's why that was a great question. I want to test them out for that exact reason. But I will say that, like Jason Morgan, I don't think he even recommends fixative to fix his pastel piece. I don't think he uses fixative. He recommended, if you were going to use one, he recommended Spectrafix at one point in time. I don't know what it currently might be. But I would mat it and put it behind glass. So if it's matted and behind glass, yeah, I'm probably not going to. I don't want to risk ruining the artwork. So definitely something to consider, right? But that's why I have those. I want to absolutely test that out so that we can find out what happens when. Now, when I'm doing these, because these are really dark and they actually do kind of look like links to me, I'm just dabbing in just because I'm starting to mark where that's going to go. And if I don't fully cover the paper, I don't care because there are different values there. There's texture there. So I'm not worried about that. But I do know that underneath it, and again, it's not a perfect straight line. So just going to kind of dab in. They definitely look like a distinct, like, I think this one was just so neat. I've not seen an elephant where it but if you look at the next section above, you can kind of see where that's kind of starting to happen again. Like I'm touching my nose, like it's on my nose. That loop, and it's kind of pressing in. I love elephants. Not that I want to see an elephant too up close in person, but I love admiring them from very, very afar, like from here. Just, in their natural habitat. via video that doesn't disturb them. I've seen them at, I've seen them, of course, I've been to circuses and stuff like that. And I'm not going to go there. We're not going to get into that kind of stuff. But I think that they're amazing creatures. I don't think they need to perform for me. I think they're amazing even if they're not performing. Okay, and see, this is the part where this one on mine gets dark and you actually lose it into shadow. That looks really weird right now. It looks really, really weird. Oh, see, Cat's Outbreaks like says my hand is tired from all the blending. See, great. Thank you for sharing that, Devlin. Yeah, the final fixative. The one Joseph was talking about is this one right here, which is the right turn the right way. Final fixative. Not sponsored. Bought it with my own money. Haven't used it yet. Have no opinion of the product yet. But that is what Joseph was talking about. Yeah. Wow. Rob, are you saying that it was that fixative I just showed that you weren't appreciating on your pastel work? Oh, so yeah, starving. I had a little bit, and oh, so see, look, we can already answer that question. This popped up a little bit, but now it pretty much looks like it's laid itself back down flat. So yeah, and I didn't go heavy with the water, just enough water to be able to make the liquid charcoal flow better. So, there was that. But it didn't buckle too bad. I was impressed. I mean, I wasn't doing a wet and wet wash. So there's that too. Oh, see, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And not available in the US yet. So, all right. Pastel Freezer. Interesting. Claire Fontaine. So the makers of Pastel Matte. All right. Tired from all the blending. Finish blending later. Thank you. Okay. I think I'm almost caught up. Yes. Okay. All right. Caught up. Let's get back to it. Yeah, we will not finish this today. We will not finish. How far will we get? I'm not sure yet, but we will not finish today. But I will record it and I will show you the rest of it. It will not be the stream next Thursday. I'm not sure. At least I don't believe so. I do still have to finish the gouache piece, but I wasn't making that part of a stream either because you guys watched me do enough on that piece. And I'd rather just show you the rest of it. I did do some more live. I did some live on my Clark Fine Art page. And when I was live on Facebook, and that was right after the last stream where I did that. And that was fun. We had a few people here that showed up there. I enjoyed that. I was like, I would consider doing that again. It was just like hanging out, like even less formal than this. Okay. So that comes up. There's going to be a lot more. See, this is where I don't like coming in with dark because these values are going to be, it's not that dark through the whole area. And I don't want to mess it up. I'm talking about crisps. Chips for those of us who are here in the US. Not chips as in fries for those of you, what we would consider fries for those of you not in the US, which is funny. It's like that comes up and then it comes over. But see, that's lighter. I don't want to do that in that because I think that it's going to be too dark. I know that through here has to be dark. There's like an area right through here that has to be dark. Dark. Yeah. And on these areas here where it comes up, so it's like this one, which is very much narrow here and gets wider. Yeah. And narrow and then gets wider. And it has like, now I can see that detail because it's big on my monitor. Much bigger than I would see here. So I'm not going to see like all those little tiny marks, but there are a bunch of little dots. Like I can just dot this to get that texture with my values. So that's probably what I'm going to do in a bunch of this part here. And then I think that what I'm going to do is do some work with I'm going to mix up some lighter washes. And I think I need to get I need to get my mid-tone. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to get my mid-tone value. And that way there, as I'm coming up this area, I can put in my mid-tone and then dabble in my darker and keep working it that way and leaving out my highlight, which I think is going to be about the tone of the paper for some of my highlights, with the brightest colors being his tusks. And for that, I'm going to bring in some of the Stabilo, the Carbothyl white pastel pencil that came in the box. So that's how I'll be doing that part. So I'm going to keep working my way up the trunk again, because see, even this, like this looks too wide, which I knew it was compared to what I'm seeing on the reference. So I also want to get a closer look at both of like what I've shared with you there and what I have on my other monitor for how I'm looking at this. I'm adjust a few values. If I need to lift out a little bit of this, I absolutely can. All of this is going to be shared on in the art group as soon as I get that finished. I just don't think I don't know that we need to come back and do it on next week's stream, but you know, by all means I could, but I think I would rather finish it and share the video with you and move on to something else, because this has been, I unboxed it last Tuesday. We talked about the paper on Thursday, and we were starting to work with the product this week. I think I'd rather finish that in a quick video and then do that way. So, oh, Cat's Art Picks. Let's see. I had fun working with charcoal once again, following along. Oh, so have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining us. Like, what on earth? I was hearing some weird noise outside. Kids are playing. Yeah, definitely chips there too. Yeah. Tara does say crisps. So yeah, I know. If I'm talking to Tara, they're crisps. And if here they're chips, and if I say chips, then she's wondering, wait, does she mean fries? Or does she mean chips? Or does she, wait, does she mean fries or does she mean crisps? If I said chips. But yeah, I know that's what they. Cross the pond. Cross the pond. Get to starving. Gosh, you got to go across the pond and keep on going and circle back around and land on the other side. Oh, have a great rest of your day, Teresa. Thanks for joining us. And you too, Sheila. Yeah, I'm going to share that. Hey, Caution Artist at Play. Hello, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us. We're looking at liquid charcoal. So in his nose, he's just going to have some more, like, I know these are going to be, like, we're going to see these come up. These are going to happen. But again, I'm not like just like putting that brush stroke down, because if there's texture in there, if some of that paper happens to poke through, I'm not upset about that. In fact, I think it's just going to add to the overall piece. So working the way up, I really think I'm going to kind of see how, I don't want to go too long. At the same time, I really want to double check the reference and make sure. And I'm not liking just, so I guess that's a good point. Like, I could come in and mix up a lighter value of the liquid charcoal. Let's just see here. Just adding water. And I'm going to grab that piece that I cut off. Right? So that's going to dry as a much lighter value. So I definitely can do that. Have a great rest of your day, Dylan. Yeah. Yeah, see, I can just keep doing that to get my values down and do a nice light wash over the elephant, which I really think, because through some of this, like, there are parts that are brighter, but that you guys can't see. Look, I'm pointing at it. Just by adding in the water, you see the different values. And I mean, if we grab that at mass tone, which is what you're seeing dried on the paper now, I mean, it's beautiful to work with. I could go over the entire elephant with that and bring the color up, and then kind of dab out a few highlights, come back in, drop in the shadows. I may do that. I may do like that to keep going, to be able to keep working in the liquid. And I do have the sticks, but what I'm going to test is, let's find out. If I use the sticks out here, like you see where this is, this is definitely my darkest value. So if I come back in, this is a B, this stick is a B. If I come back in with this, because I'm seeing, like, you see my right here, it's like not a nice even wash. So one thing I'm wondering is, I can come over it with the stick. Now you're just going to see me take a couple minutes of testing something out, which you might find of value. So I'll just keep going for just a few more minutes. And then I'm just going to grab that cotton swab that I used last time for blending that. Okay. It actually, I don't like that at all. That actually looked like it look at that. It almost looked like after going over it with the stick, now it looks lighter. So, yeah. Have a great rest of, are you heading out too, Sheila? Have a great rest of your day if you are. And Shauna, I saw the sturgeon you did. I haven't seen it in person because we haven't been down that way. Right? It was a sturgeon, right? The fish, the big one that you did. That was awesome. I loved that. I loved that. We haven't been down there. I want to stop. How long are they displaying those? We have to go through that area. I think it's like in 2 weeks. Is it going to be there the whole month of August? Are they going to be there the whole month of August? I wanted to drive through there and see them all. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just check out Caution Artist at Play's channel. She has a video. Right? You did, yeah, you did a video because I saw it. So I know it's on, I know you posted it to your Instagram too. Okay. So I'm just doing another layer to kind of see how that covers back out. It was a sturgeon. I was like, wait a minute, was it? I started to second guess myself. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was a sturgeon. And I was like, wait a minute, was it? Yeah, it was. Oh, excellent. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. See, if you're traveling through Maine, they're on display. I'm like, wait a minute, are they on display in Skowhegan or are they on display? Like my brain's betraying me right now. So I'm sorry. I know where, and as soon as you say it, I'm gonna be like, yes. I'm like Portland, Skowhegan, Portland, Skowhegan, Portland. Don't. And there it goes. I lost it. I don't know. As soon as I started to second guess myself, then I was not sure of anything after that point. Yes, yes. You did do a video on it. It was cool. I liked it. You thought it was neat. Augusta. Oh my goodness. I'm like, it's not that far. That won't take me that long to go there. I wanted to see it. There you go. And there you are, everyone, if you're traveling through Augusta. Go find the beautiful blue sturgeon with the clouds on it. That's what it looked like, the clouds. I thought it was cool. I liked it. I just want to see how they did. Like I've seen yours, but I haven't seen like any reports on them or others that are there. So I definitely want to go see. It sounds really neat. It was at the end of Water Street, closest to the fire station. I'm gonna have to be like, pull off in Augusta. Get off at this exit. And we'll be like, why? I'm like, we have to go see a fish. And be like, what? We're going fishing? Yes. For sturgeon. And then we'll drive through and he'll be like, it's not exactly what I thought you meant. Oh my goodness. Anyhow. Okay. So I hope that helped too, seeing that. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, that sounds really good, George. Yeah, I have to go see it. I think that'll be neat. Oh, now starving. He just shared one. He just shared some with me, so I would have to guess yes. Yeah, for sky sturgeon. Exactly. Like, yeah, we're going fishing for sky sturgeon. He was like, sky sturgeon? What the heck's a sky sturgeon? Oh my God, you've never seen one before? Get off here. Like, what? Oh my gosh. So, yeah, starving. See, he shared a glass with me, so he should be able to finish it. I would finish it. Okay. Well, let me just say tomorrow, patron live chat. So I will see patrons at 10:30, a.m. Eastern time. Well, I won't necessarily see you. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep working on this. Maybe I will see you. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll play that by ear in the morning. But I'll certainly let you know on Patreon if I'll do a live hangout with patrons while I work on this. Because either way, it'll record it for me, so I could. I'll give that some thought. And the links are below for Joseph and Tara's channel, both of my moderators. Thank you both for all that you do. Please, if you have not checked out their channels, I know the people that are in the live chat have, because I kind of see you over there when I moderate for Joseph every Monday at 3 p.m. Little plug there. But check that out. I know Tara's supposed to be having a pretty cool video coming up soon, so be sure and watch for that. I think this weekend coming. So look out for that. Again, their channels are in the description below. And I know that there's there's that. Do that thing. It definitely helps. All the things let YouTube know that, you come here and have fun, and maybe they should show it to other people too. And it helps me grow. I got a goal. I haven't said the goal out loud, but I do have a goal. We're getting closer. And it's what, August? We are just over, or just under rather, August, September, October, November, December. Yes, I still have to do it that way. 4 months till my birthday is in December. So I am like aiming for Saturday. Okay, thank you. Let me put that up because I just said that. There we go. Saturday, aiming for Saturday. Check that out. I would love to hit that 1,000 mark. So if you have considered subscribing, but you haven't yet, please do so. Or please consider doing so. Yeah, I want to unlock more features that are on the channel. I don't know that I'm going to monetize immediately or request monetization immediately and go into that, because I don't know that I want to turn ads on yet on my videos. And that's just kind of a personal choice. So that's my goal. I would love to be able to do that in December, my birthday month. I'd love to be able to hit that goal. And yep, there you go. I put it out there. So it's out there for the world. So if you haven't subscribed yet, but you've considered, maybe now's the time. It's free. Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure that there's nothing else. And I don't think so. So with that, without further ado, thank all of you for hanging out with me today. I will keep you updated in the art group. If you haven't joined yet, there's one on Facebook, same on MeWe. So whichever platform you prefer, join me there. I post to both so that you can join the one that you most prefer. There are some people that are in both. And yeah, if you are in the group and you would like to have a piece of your artwork in the new cover photo, please go and post it in the proper album. I would love to have a landscape orca to put in there, Joseph. Just saying, that'd be wonderful. Thanks, George. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to the mods. I will see patrons tomorrow for live chat. If that's something that you have considered, I have some great new benefits with my tiers. So maybe check that out if you are interested. Either way, thank you for being here and supporting my content. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. And I'm going to pop another video up right about there for you to check out next. All right. And that will be after the stream when it does its things and I can add it. So until then, have a great week. I will see you next time. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I have. And YouTube already has ads on my videos. Yeah, right? But that's their thing. But I don't think they have them on a bunch of them. It's not like every video. And I don't think I want to make it that way. But my goal is 1,000. So anyhow, enjoy your weekend. Have a great weekend. Again, check out, it's this one, right? No, look, I had it right the first time. I can't even. It's this one. It's there. That video. You might like that one. Check it out. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.